Welcome to In My Feelings with me, Big Waz, a safe space to talk all things NBA, presented by TheRinger.com. Let's go. All right, guys, let's just do a general vibe check on none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves. At the present moment of this recording, they are tied for the #1 seed in the Western Conference. They're at 30-13. They've got the league's most dominant defense, led by Rudy Gobert, led by Jaden McDaniels, led by Anthony Edwards, and they're just having a great start to the season. However, they played the Charlotte Hornets a few nights ago, coughed up a big lead in the fourth quarter, and their coach, Chris Finch, was not very happy about it. Cue that sound.
Chris, what happened in this one to let it slip away?
Well, I mean, it was an absolute disgusting performance of defense and immature basketball all the way through the game. So it really didn't slip away. It had been there from the jump. So this is what happens when you have this type of approach.
You heard that, folks. This man was disgusted by the defensive performance. And what I love about this clip, one, this is a game in which the second best player on the team, one of the team leaders ostensibly, Karl Towns, had a career night on offense, 44 first half points. I love that Chris Finch is coming out and saying, yeah, we get it. One of our leaders was having a nice little offensive night, but that's not how you get things done as a serious basketball team. And the second thing that I love is this next clip we're going to show you, because Anthony Edwards, franchise player, future of the franchise, completely agreed with Chris Finch.
Just in terms of the focus that you guys had, did you see that kind of go
focus
in terms of you didn't focus?
We wasn't focused from the jump at all. We was never focused. Cat just had a great night. We wasn't focused though. Yeah, once he hit his first 6-7 shots, I think everybody was pretty much just trying to see him go get 100 points. I knew I was. So.
This team has been so mature for most of the year and handled these games.
Immature as fuck tonight.
Yeah.
He acknowledges that they kind of came out. Cat got these buckets. They wanted to get their guy a record, wanted to see him have a career night. But in his words, they were immature as fuck. And so while this might be a setback, I just love the acknowledgement that this is not what it's going to take. It takes more dial-in. It takes more effort. It takes more focus and more maturity, quite frankly, which in the past, let's face it, the Wolves and this group in particular haven't been known for. So, you know, the general vibes, I would say, is still great, man. Chris Finch keeping these guys accountable, and the main guys, understanding that there's a bigger picture, a bigger focus, and even accepting that, yeah, you know, nights like Charlotte, it's okay in the regular season. You got to learn from it, but they know they have bigger goals on their agenda, and they got to be more focused and more serious going forward. Fact or feelings, the Milwaukee Bucks panicked by firing their head coach, Adrian Griffin, 43 games into his tenure. That's feelings, folks. This team has looked disjointed from the start. Terry Stotts abruptly leaves the team. Reporting said he got into a verbal altercation at practice with Adrian Griffin. And yeah, the season starts, and it doesn't really take that long to start hearing grumblings about how the guys on the team feel about the direction of the coaching. If you watch the Bucks, they're a bottom 10 defense when they finished 4th in the NBA in that category last season. That's a major drop-off. I think right now they're the #2 offense in the NBA, which I think just speaks to the individual talent on this team between Giannis, who's having basically one of the best offensive seasons of his life, Dame Lillard, Chris Middleton, even Brook Lopez. Individually, these guys are brilliant offensive players, but if you watch the games as a unit, guys breaking off plays whenever they felt like it, Dame and Giannis never building any sort of pick and roll chemistry at any point during this season. And I think that bled into what you were seeing on the defense. I think overall, this just seemed like a group of people thrown together rather than a cohesive team. And if this were a team like, say, Charlotte, who had no expectations this year, and you could just roll the balls out, then I think this would have been fine. But if your expectation is to win a championship this year, a change has to be made. Nick Nurse was the guy they really wanted. Nick Nurse wanted to be there. Giannis 86'd it. And they okayed the Griffin thing. Credit to the Bucks for realizing this right now, that they're going in the wrong direction. They're trying to right the ship. Now, they've brought in Doc Rivers, one of the winningest coaches in NBA history, kind of flamed out in his last 2 stops, being the 76ers and the Clippers. Some really embarrassing Game 7 losses in both stops. Probably the most embarrassing was that Clippers loss in 2020 to the Nuggets.
A shocking upset. They eliminate the heavily favored Clippers here in the second round, and an historic series win. 6-0 in elimination games here in the bubble. Much respect for the coaching staffs.
This was the right move, was not a panic move, absolutely needed to be done. Doc Rivers, you can say whatever you want about him. Pure basic competency is not something you can accuse him of not possessing. And so expect the Bucks to tape some of this thing up, tighten some of this stuff up, and be much better going forward. We back in Atonement Corner. This time, who's in our crosshairs but Team USA? You guys will remember the debacle that was the last FIBA World Cup, where we didn't send our best, to borrow a quote from our former president. No, we didn't send the best guys, and it was just announced that Team USA is taking things serious, and they want to atone for the massacre that they experienced last go-around when we sent the team to international competition. It's been announced that LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Austin Reeves, we're sending the guys, we're sending the cavalry this time. Our biggest weak point, traditionally in international competition, is big man. We've shorn that up by successfully recruiting Joel Embiid, MVP. He's about to probably win his second MVP. Grant Hill, who is sort of the director and the CEO of USA Basketball these days, left Draymond Green off. Tough break for Draymond. He's not going to get to go to the Champs-Élysées in Paris. That's a tough break. But hey, listen, we don't want to see fights amongst teammates this time. We're trying to bring the gold back. But yes, I appreciate Team USA understanding the seriousness of the Paris games. Red, white, and blue. We're going to take it home. It's just nice to see that everybody has decided to take an all-hands-on-deck approach to the Olympics, and I look forward to us returning to glory. All right, that was our show. Make sure you subscribe to The Ringer's YouTube page. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell on this thing so that every time we drop every single Friday, you guys can get this in your notification box. Man, we will see you guys next week. Peace.